This is iHitSendSunday, and we're back. Yeah, I missed last week, as some of you noticed, pointed out, and messaged me about. I had a really busy Sunday last Sunday. I had a meeting to work with some writers on this new show I'm working on at a local TV station where I live. Also, I'm playing a lot of Skyrim recently, and I think I'm addicted to that game. I'm usually slaying dragons when I'm not, shooting videos. And of course, these two wanted to do a couples spa day, and that all falls down to me to do their seaweed reps and such. You guys are glowing. Oliver and Speedy are super stoked that you guys keep giving them shout outs. Let's get into some emails. We got 3 today. I'm excited to get into them. First one comes all the way from Germany, and it comes from a person named Kirby. So Kirby says, "Hey Steve, I'm Kirby. I'm 16 years old from Germany. Okay, hands down, but not the yup, Nazis are funny AF. I'm not the best in English, but I try my best. You're doing alright so far. I have 2 issues. The first is that a girl I met on a train is hitting on me. And the story is that I met her in the train. We chatted a little bit and laughed, etc. And she asked for my number, and I was surprised that somebody likes me, talked to me first, and probably likes my look. I didn't want to be mean and gave her my number. We chatted a little bit, and I ignore her now because I know she has a little crush on me, and I didn't come out to somebody but my sister. I can't say it to her because I wanted to wait for my coming out when I'm finished with school. I don't know what to say. She's really nice, and I don't want to hurt her feelings." That's the first thing he wants me to talk on. The second is that I'm occasionally on Twitch, and I made a catfish 4 years ago where I'm a 24-year-old male. I made this because I didn't want people to think I'm so young and don't respect me. There are people liking me and wanting to go to TeamSpeak with me or Skype, etc. I feel bad that I'm lying to them, and I don't want to make a new account because so many people know me and it's really fun to chat with them. When I tell them I was lying to them the whole time, the only thing which were true were my age and jokes, and I'm anxious they don't like me anymore because they became sort of friends to me. I would understand if they wouldn't want to chat with me anymore because I lied to them. Do you know what to do? Thank you for reading my email. Okay, Kirby, let's knock these out. First issue you have is this girl you met on the train. You feel like she has a little crush on you. You started to kind of ghost her, which is a term we use in America for when you just kind of stop talking to somebody and you hope that they just kind of go away. I'm going to trust you because you wrote me that she might have a little thing for you. Help her out, man. As a human being, when you display interest in somebody, you are hoping that they are strong enough just to say, not interested, or I'm interested. And all the other stuff is just noise for somebody who's just hoping to be with another person. You did your part in being good looking and interesting enough, but do your part to really be an awesome person and just give a definitive answer, because we all crave definitive answers, I think. And you have the power to give one. So consider that before just waiting or leading her on or ghosting her. It would be cool if you gave her a definitive answer, because it's just a nice thing to do. And 2, you're catfishing people online. I have watched the MTV show. I am hip to the term. I have never done it myself. I have caught other people using my pictures to catfish people, which is flattering and then disturbing. You're 16 years old. You didn't feel like you were going to be taken seriously, and that's because you're 16 years old. If you're not out and you find yourself in an uncomfortable position and you don't have anyone to talk to about it, you could really be digging yourself a deeper hole. Make sure that you're not giving out information that you might want to give your real age because you feel like that will make you closer, but beware, these are still strangers on the internet. I don't want you to be afraid of everyone you meet online, but be cautious because it's smart to be cautious. Don't be too trusting of strangers, especially when everything about you is fake. Assume that everything on their end is also fake. You might think you're talking to another 16-year-old. You might think you're talking to a 20-year-old guy who likes surfing and dogs, who's really not any of those things and doesn't even like dogs. They're out there. Freaks are everywhere. Beware, because, there's charges that can be, if you really got into hot and heavy kind of stuff on Skype with these people and maybe sent them pictures or something like that, that's child pornography, and that's something that those people could possibly go to jail for. Those people could get in a lot of trouble, and it would be you who duped them. And to anyone on here who's watching who's currently catfishing somebody, beware for your own safety and for their feelings when you eventually hurt them. You might have dug yourself a really deep hole. Just be careful out there. Don't get other people's feelings hurt. Try to protect yourself. And if you can not catfish, do that, because it's not a good thing. I feel like the MTV show kind of punches that point pretty clearly, where they're like, don't do that, it's mean, and people cry. And like, you ever see those reveals where they get to the door and it's like an old man, and they thought they were talking to like a gorgeous 20-year-old like model, and they're like, why would you do this to me? And they're like, I don't know, it made me feel powerful. Beware of being taken advantage of. You're 16 years old on the internet. That is a scary place to be. Kirby, I don't want you to be upset, but please don't do some of the things you're doing, only because the world could be a better place if people didn't do these things. But I don't blame you. You're 16. You're going to make a lot of mistakes before you start getting some things right here and there. All right. Next person wants to be remained anonymous. So homie says, hey Steve, I'm glad you're back on YouTube. I never thought I would do this, but I think I could really use your advice. I'm here for you. So I'm 18, and I think it's safe to say I'm into guys. The thing is, I've had 2 hookups in my life, and they didn't go so well. The first one, I lost my virginity. I got up and I left in the middle of it. I just didn't enjoy it, and that led me to abstain from any sexual interaction for around 8 months. And then I went on another hookup, and this one included oral again. I didn't enjoy it much, and I instantly regretted it after. I'm very sexually attracted to guys, as they do turn me on so much. I noticed that the guys I meet, there was not really any sexual chemistry, and if I'm honest, I wasn't that sexually attracted to them. Also, on both occasions, I was pretty nervous, so perhaps that in itself obstructed any sexual pleasure I may have been able to receive. The thing is, I have fooled around with my best friend before, and that felt so much better than any of my hookups did. Maybe that just means I'm not a hookup person at all, or that a small part of me fears I won't enjoy sex. Sometimes the mind assumes the worst, aha. Do you think I should abstain from hookups as it has proved bad for me in the past? Honestly, I'd like to wait until I develop a strong romantic connection with somebody where there's a mutual sexual attraction also before pursuing anything sexual. I'd love it if you could share your opinion with me. Thank you, homie. Alright, homie. 2 sexual exploits. 1, you lost your virginity, but you left like midway through and didn't like it and abstained from sex. And then the second time you had oral and you felt bad about it. And you're confused because when you had sex with you're fooled around with your best friend rather, it felt right. Pretty clear and cut, I would say. You, like so many people out there, need more than just the hookup. You feel bad after having a random hookup. You let the kind of bad feelings of not having the love, reciprocation, attraction, those things for you and people like you are essential to having a comfortable and worthwhile, pleasurable sexual experience. That doesn't make you a freak. I know that gays get like slapped with this label where we're just hookup fiends and sex addicts who just can't get enough and need it from everywhere and dicks all around. No, you're not one of those people. There's a lot of pressure to have sex. There's a lot of pressure to be like sexually active. It sounds like you felt that pressure and felt like you had to do these things even though you weren't attracted to these people, or maybe you were just super horny. But know what you like, know what you need. There's power in understanding your desires. There's power in understanding what makes you feel pleasure. So if you know about yourself that you need to develop something deeper, do that first. Everyone can have sex, but enjoying sex is a little bit more difficult. So if you need more, go seek more. Just because you're not as open to being, a floozy. No, I'm just kidding. Oliver is a floozy. Speedy, though, a lot like us. Needs the compassion. See how he has his arm around him? The comfort? Whereas Oliver's just reaching for Speedy's genitals. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're attracted to that person. And I guarantee you're going to have a much more rewarding sexual experience that way. Hey Steve, welcome back. I'm Natalie. Because I'm not out to my parents, I would appreciate if you answer my question on YouTube. You don't read my email address out loud. I never read anyone's email addresses out loud. So you're safe, Natalie. Thank you in advance. You're welcome in post. I am 99% sure I'm gay, and if not, definitely bisexual. And I've told most of my friends, but I'm only a freshman, and I still live with my parents and have to abide by their rules. They are okay with LGBTQ community. They just don't fully understand certain elements of people like us. I really want to tell them, but I'm afraid they might be accepting. But take away my right to spend alone, spend time alone, or sleep over any of my friends' houses, and that I'd be shut off from my life. I know it's nothing compared to being kicked out of the house or anything, but I'm still struggling and would love your advice. Sorry if this is long, you're amazing and thank you. Actually, this is the perfect length. As long as it can fit comfortably right here, that's a good length. some people, their email would take up the whole screen, and I like for you to see my face as I read your emails. And I like them when they're shorter because I can fit more into a video. Anyways, Natalie, you feel that if you come out, your sleepover freedoms are going to be jeopardized. That is a very well-known secret among the gay community, that we get to kind of have sleepovers that seem harmless to the parental units because it's someone of the same gender. And then a couple years later, we tell them, oh, by the way, all those sleepovers at Jimmy's, less Netflixing and more chilling. I know what you're saying. You want to come out to your parents, you've been out to your friends, but if you tell your parents, that very well could be a possibility. Every time you say, hey, can I sleep over at this person's house, they're going to picture you doing more. But is it worth it more to develop a relationship with your parents in the next 4 years? It's high school. It's a scary time. Very icy waters for parental roles during those years. If they are going to be cool with it or be accepting and okay, both of which you quoted, you and your parents can work on the relationship and work on the conversation about the sleepover and see if you're allowed. It's just a friend, and I know what you're thinking, but it's not like that, Mom and Dad. Typical high school things that you're going to go through. If you have the freedom to have a typical high school conversation like that with your parents, that's a good thing. You're miles ahead of the curve. I, of course, always opt for coming out. If you can, if they're going to be accepting or they're going to do their best and you'll be safe and they're not going to take away college and they're not going to punish you or drag you to a conversion camp, I say come out because it's good for you and it's good for the person who's near you or close to you who's also struggling with the same things, and saw you do it right. Do it for us, do it for you, do it for them, your parents who do want to be a part of your life, probably. I don't know what all the quotes were, Natalie, but if you have faith in your parents that they're going to be cool about it, I would come out. That's it for today. Like this video if you liked it. Please write to iHitSendInquiries@gmail.com if you want to be featured on next week's episode. And I say next week, it will be next week. I promise. Sunday we'll have another show. I won't skip this week because I got my stuff sorted. Like and subscribe. Anything to say from you two? You guys have been really quiet recently. Is everything okay? You're not pregnant. You're a stuffed animal, and you guys are gay. So it's like 2 for 2. I hope you guys have a great week, and be nice and kind and do good things. I think that's it. Like and subscribe. Write the email. I like you guys. Stick around.